Hey, it's Fuzzy back here. We're going to swap this engine out because she's toast. Give her a start, Joey, and we'll show everybody what it's doing. Now we got the clutch off, or the choke off, and you can see the smoke come out of there. The top end of this engine is done. So we're going to swap it out and put a new engine on.
Okay, guys, so before you even start, you're going to need an engine. Now, these engines are in series, so there's different numbers for different machines, all that kind of stuff. And they need to know the series that you need. Now, those serials numbers are right here, okay? So you've got all kinds of numbers there. I think those two right there, you can just give them a series number, and then that's what they use to get you the right engine, okay? Also, you're gonna need bolts right there. We don't use those. I've had those for years. I don't use them, but we just use a straight 3/8 with a 9/16 head, and washers and lock washers and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so now you can get these on Amazon too in the US. You just make sure you cross-reference your series numbers and everything. Make sure you got the right engine, and there's a link in the description if you want to check it out. And now also what you need too is Loctite, and we use the red Loctite, the heavy duty stuff. There's a link in the description if you want some of these too, in the States, Canada, and UK. Yeah, you can get all that stuff. Okay, so now another thing you need is a tap and die set. Now you can get just a 3/8 tap if you want, and then go from there. And I'm going to show you why you need a tap. Okay, so if you turn this engine over, okay, now right here, these are all kinds of combinations for different engines, okay? What you're going to do is use for these Exmark and Toros is these holes here. Now these come not drilled out, all right? So you got to drill them out and or tap them out, and we use 3/8 to tap them out, not that other shit, that metric stuff, and go from there. Okay, these just sit inside the casing in the air. That's it. They must be made for another engine or casing, for another mower or whatever, right? So you just take your tap and drill these all out. And these are already drilled because this is an old engine, but you just drill these out and take your time. This one goes right through, this one goes right through, this one goes right through, but this one does not. So take your time. Use a ratchet drill so you're not you don't break your tap off. Okay, now you can go right through on all these here, and then like I said, up to here about an inch and a quarter, and go from there. And then when you put this on, use as many washers as you want and everything else. One of I believe this one here, I just cut a washer about a third off the washer so it fits better past the casing edge, and go from there. But make sure you Loctite everything up really good. Use a lock washer, everything you need so those bolts do not come out. And I'll tell you what, when they start coming out, it's a pain in the ass to get everything back in, because what happens is they wiggle out, and then they mess up the threads. Okay.
Okay, so this is the new Kawasaki FJ180V. Now this is what it comes with. So you've got your manual, you've got an air filter with it. It comes with a oil filter. It does not come with a fuel filter, so you're gonna have to use your old one or get a new one, whichever. All right, but the lines and everything have to be swapped over anyway. And I believe these run Kohlers in the States. Now we're in Canada, but anyway, so basically everything's going to be the same, I'm sure, but because the mounts on these mowers are going to be the same whether you're in the States or Canada or Europe, wherever, right? Pop off your fuel line from right there and just leave it with your tank, and it'll all come together all at the same time. All right, you're going to take off your fuel tank. Okay, so we got our machine up. We got the bolts out. Now there was already a bolt missing on this belt guide on the back side or the front side of this, but we took this bolt out And we're gonna work on getting this bolt out right here. And then that engine's gonna pop out of there and off you go. We do have to change the brake also, so we're gonna do that while it's up in the air and go from there. Okay, so we got this engine off. Now, the bolt holes have worn. Look how much they're worn. Okay, there's not much left on this plate right here. Okay, and then the seats have worn through where they are. So we've decided, I've got a spare casing from another mower, Toro mower, and we're just going to swap parts and use that mower. And because by the time I weld all this stuff up, you're not going to have much left. Fill these holes with weld, that hole with weld. We're thinking about putting a washer underneath here and welding it, but if that washer breaks from underneath, it's back to the same thing. So we're just going to pull this transmission off, put it on the other one because this transmission is hooped, and then a few other parts that we need to change. Tires can be the same, but there you go. That's what happens when you find out stuff when you take it off. Okay, there's a spare machine. That transmission's got to come off, the engine's got to come off, and then all the other parts I think he can use. Now he's over here taking this one off. He's taking this transmission off, and we're going to put this transmission on that other casing. So that's what's going on right now. A lot of fun. Okay, so right there has got the 2 bolts. Now you can get at those. Now that one back there, you can actually go right in through that hole right there. You can see that bolt through there. Now what I use is a 1-foot extension with a swivel head, 1/2 inch, or whatever that is, 9/16, 1/2 inch, whatever it is. And then I've got this to go to my drill, all right? And that's how you get to that on the Toro engine. Now, I haven't seen that on the X-Mark because I haven't looked, but I've been doing this for a long time and I didn't even know that hole was there. I was just doing it manually underneath here with a stubby. So, I learned something. Okay, so we got the engine off this other casing, and look at the holes compared to the other one. They're perfect, right? So that's what we're going to use, and we're swapping transmissions right now, so we'll get this transmission off and get her going. Okay, so this transmission's off, and I'll tell you what, you guys, when you take these transmissions off, make sure you know where everything goes, because there's a lot of parts that need to go on with a new one. So FYI on that, just take pictures and everything. All right, everything's on. What a pain in the ass. All right, don't forget to put this pulley on your new stop. If you do put a new stop on, clutch stop, you know, make sure that these tightening screws are in and don't strip those. Make sure you adjust your clutch, you know, so with your handle up there flicks back. Put a new belt on if you want, and then tighten her up. We haven't got to the engine yet and haven't started it, but we're gonna get it now. Okay, so if you happen to forget to put this gas tank on before you put the engine on, there's 2 bolts underneath here that you can take the gas tank off. So take the gas tank off first, and it's a lot easier to put that on than it is that bracket behind there on the engine. Okay? Alright, on the trailer, ready to go. She's running. Smooth and smooth. Hey, if you guys are liking my content, make sure you subscribe and like and follow and all that kind of stuff. See more content. We've always doing something around here.